Hello everyone, thanks for clicking on this video. I just wrapped up filming, videoing, I don't know if you kind of call using a smartphone filming, but I've just finished up talking about my Longines GMT, and I thought I would just get right into making a quick video about the types of GMTs, their uses, and what might be best for you. So if you're new to watches or you've been in the hobby for a little bit, there are basically three kinds of GMTs, and I'm talking now. I'm talking about watches with four hands. We're not gonna be. I'm not talking about there's world timers, there's jumping hour three-handers. I'm really in for the purposes of this video. I'm talking about four-hand watches with or without rotating bezels. And I think that so there are obviously there are three different kinds, and they each one has its place. No, not one of them is not inherently better than another, and they all have their use cases depending on the question is what is the constant, and being home time, local time, or Greenwich time. So let's start out with the first one. I've only got one type here, but we're going to talk about more than one type. So the first one is the caller GMT. This is one where I'm going to say that the priority of, or the constant on a caller GMT, the constant is your home time, and you're tracking a time zone in which you are not located. So a caller GMT is you're going to have that fourth GMT hand, and you can use the crown to jump that GMT hand. You can use the crown to jump the GMT hand around the bezel, around the dial. This is going to be useful if you're working at a desk or in an office, and you're dealing with things around the world, and you need to jump that fourth hour hand around the dial, or you're going to be using or maybe you're using a rotating bezel, 24-hour bezel, to find those other time zones. The caller is not inferior to other watches, and it has its own use case. Again, so on the caller GMT, the local time stays the same, and your second time zone is what is changing. So a flyer fixed bezel, almost what we have here. So on a flyer GMT with a fixed 24-hour bezel, the home time is constant, and you're tracking a different time zones as you travel. So for a fixed bezel flyer GMT, I'm going to say you're probably going to want to set the GMT hand to your home time, and then jump the hour hand as you fly across time zones. So actually, considering this basically has a fixed GMT, kind of a fixed GMT bezel in there, we have a good use case. So like right now, it is what is it? 1853 in my home time. So this fall, when I'm traveling to Switzerland, I'm gonna jump that hour hand ahead, however much it is, and then bam, we're on Switzerland time, or wherever you are. So again, you've got that fixed bezel. The home time is your constant, and the time that you're changing is your local time as you travel. I'm just going to leave that there because I'm probably going to play with it again. Now, the third kind of GMT, I'm going to say, is a flyer with a rotating 24-hour bezel. And I'm calling this the third type because with a flyer with a rotating 24-hour bezel, the constant is Greenwich Mean Time. to get the most functionality of that watch, you're going to set the fourth hand to Greenwich Mean Time. Then you're going to jump your hour hand across time zones as you're traveling. And then, of course, you can use the rotating GMT bezel to track a second or third time zone based on the GMT offset of plus or minus however many hours from GMT. This, though, the rotating bezel flyer GMT, I think, is where we enter into the professional realm. And on that watch, what makes that watch unique is that your local time and your second time zone are changing. On a flyer rotating 24-hour bezel, home time is not a priority. Consider this: you're working an assignment in Spain, or say you're from the East Coast of the United States. You're working an assignment in Spain, and maybe you're installing Japanese manufacturing equipment. And when you need support, the people that you're communicating with are in Japan. So what are you going to do? You've got your fourth hour set. You've got your fourth hand set to your Greenwich Mean Time. You're going to fly to Spain, jump your hour hand to get your local time, and then you're going to hit your rotating GMT bezel to be able to look at Japan time on the fourth hand. Again, not superior to the other watches. It's just that it has a different use case. So I'll kind of summarize my theory on all this. So a caller GMT, the constant is your home time, and you're tracking the time zone that you're tracking is one that you are not physically located in. The flyer GMT fixed bezel, the home time is constant, and the other time zone you're tracking is the one that you are physically located in because you are traveling. And then a flyer rotating bezel is when your local time is changing and the second time zone that you're tracking is changing. For the most part, all when we're traveling, all you really need is the flyer fixed bezel. Set that GMT to home time, and then when you land in your other time zone, you jump your hour hand. Bam, so now when you call home to your siblings, mom and dad, it's you know what time it is over there, and you know what time it is in your new place. You don't really need that 24-hour bezel when when all you're tracking is your home time and your travel time. So anyway, that's kind of my take on the three types of four-hand GMT watches. Let me know what you think, and safe travels and have fun.